Imagine the following scenario. You and your crew work for the company. You are sent to an abandoned moon to scavenge for scraps that were left behind by the previous residents. You explore large, dark facilities and complexes in hopes of finding something valuable. The place you'll explore is dark and uncanny. You'll find metallic stairs that lead nowhere, nonsensical pipes that weave in and out of the walls without rhyme or reason, spacious, open rooms that are straight up empty, and walkways that hang suspended over a dark pit that leads nowhere. This place is not for humans anymore. However, you are not alone. Wandering the hallways and rooms are monsters. Giant spiders, ghosts, slimes, and beasts. Whatever stalks these hallways is not friendly, but you will have to go inside these not-so-empty facilities regardless. Because the monsters might kill you, but the company you work for will kill you if you don't meet your quota. This is Lethal Company, the game where half the time you will be wondering why your teammates disappeared, and the other half the time you will be running because you figured out why. Lethal Company has monsters. A lot of them, in fact. There are giant spiders that made their home within the dark hallways, giant creatures that roam the forest, and a sentient nutcracker with a shotgun. There's a huge variety of monsters, and each one of them has a different behavior pattern. Thumpers struggle with corners, landmines explode upon contact, and eyeless dogs are attracted to sound. All of these monsters are terrifying, and will guarantee unpredictable deaths, where you'll be left wondering what killed you. But maybe the monsters stalking the corridors are not the most dangerous thing on the planet. Calling your fellow crewmates monsters would be a hyperbole, yet, whether you play with random strangers online or friends, it is undeniable that the amount of ways you can kill each other in Lethal Company is staggering. You can trick other players into spamming the bell, you can carry a beehive into the ship and ensure your entire team dies. You can hit them in the head, or you can keep spamming the air horn until you attract every monster in the facility. For a game where your survival is entirely dependent upon your team, you'll often find them to be not all that useful, and more likely to be a hazard to be around. Well, the game is called Lethal Company. But this is not the end yet. There is an even bigger monster in the game. Let's take a look at the company you work for. The company itself has not been given a name, and is simply given the title, The Company. Very little is known about their past, their current operations, and what their plans are for in the future. There's not even a name or a face put to the illusory company, and the only interaction you'll have with anyone from the company, besides your crewmates, is a monstrous entity that resides on the company's home planet, Gordion. You and your crew are sent to collect scraps, and eventually you'll return them to the home planet, where you'll be offering them to this monster in exchange for money. The things you'll return are absolutely worthless garbage, like rubber ducks, air horns, and empty bottles. Resources that would never even be able to cover the expenses of the trip across space, let alone be enough to turn the company a profit. Yet it is what you and your crew are told to do, so you do so. You scavenge for scraps in the monster-infested facilities, return to feed the monster the scraps, and once you get your money, you can continue your job as you did before, still none the wiser about your fate at the company, or anything about the company itself. And if you fail to reach your quota, the doors of your spaceship will open up mid-flight and violently eject you from the ship. So what choice do you have but to keep repeating the cycle of risking your life for scraps, and then returning them until either the monsters or the company ends your life? That's the end of every employee. Whether you die at the hands of your crewmates, or the monsters on the abandoned moons, the one ultimately responsible for any misfortune is the one who will kill you if it deems your service unsatisfactory. That's why the company itself is the most dangerous monster in Lethal Company.
Days seem sometimes as if they'll never end. Sun takes its heels to taunt you, but after sunlit days, one thing stays the same. Rises the moon.